George? What the hell is that memo you wrote down? How could you just write down for me that you're going overseas now on a frickin' sticky note? And not only have you gone, but your mother has gone with you overseas now on vacation? Is this some kind of a seriously sick joke or something?
What is going on here, Riley? Stop trying to ignore the fact that I'm just wanting to show my mom my love and respect for her by doing this.
By the way, where the hell did you even get the money to go overseas on that vacation?
About that actually, I used that thing. Remember how you got that $2,000 ticket from your dad so that you could go travel to another country without having to pay?
What? Are you talking about the $2,000 travel voucher that my dad gave us for our wedding?
That's the one, I think.
Huh? Why would you? My dad gave that voucher to us so that you and I could use it to travel overseas and celebrate us getting married, right?
Correct, which means that I have a right to use it on whatever I want. And since now was the perfect time for me to use it, with my mom commenting on how much she'd been wanting to travel overseas for a bit, I used said voucher.
You have to be kidding me, right? That was given to us for you and I to use, so how could you just do something like that without even talking to me first?
Well, it's not like you were going to be able to take a vacation right now.
What? What are you talking about?
My mom told me that going on vacation is a luxury for a wife like you, and for me to go on vacation all by myself, that would just be too boring for me. So I asked that my mom come along with me on this one.
Huh? All of the things you're saying right now are outright ridiculous to the point I can't even understand what your reasoning was anymore.
Hey, the one who I can't seem to talk to right now is you, Riley. If you're so upset about us not having gone on this trip together and about the image it could leave behind, just lie to your dad and tell him you and I used the ticket to travel already. That should be enough to calm your nerves and his, right?
Huh?
And with that, we're done talking about this now. Now I'm about to get on the plane with my mom, so I'll see you later.
You hold it right there, George. This has nothing to do with how my dad feels about any of this. George! Jesus frickin' Christ, I don't care what happens with you or your mother after this.
Hey, how's it going, Riley? Have you been hanging in there?
Hey, Dad. I think that I've been doing all right.
Have things been going all right with George and the rest of your in-laws lately?
Well, let's just say things have been a bit rough for me.
Why would that be the case?
Well, on the bright side, I'm at least getting used to how the city here wants the trash and recycling done each week, and have become a lot closer with a lot of the neighbors now, to the point I can trust all of them. So, not everything has been rough.
I see. Glad to see that you're getting along with the rest of the neighborhood so far.
That's right.
Right. Now that I'm talking with you, I have something else to ask about. Did you and George end up using that overseas travel voucher I'd given you for your wedding?
Yes.
With $2,000, you guys were able to have a nice little trip, right? Tell me, where did the both of you end up going with that?
Well, I'm not sure what the best thing to say about this would be.
Wait, was that $2,000 not enough for both of you?
It has nothing to do with the voucher itself, Dad, and nothing at all to do with the amount you'd given us either.
What happened, Riley? You're getting a little bit too vague for me here.
Well, the one who ended up using that voucher wasn't me.
What?
The ones who went and used it were George and his mother.
Huh?
He told me that the both of them took the voucher without even speaking to me first to go overseas with it. I was never told where they were going on that trip and for how long the two of them would be gone for. But currently, they are out of the house and enjoying themselves somewhere with that voucher.
What the hell is up with that? I gave that voucher specifically to you so that you and George would be able to have a honeymoon when you guys had time for one, since George didn't have any of the money to treat you to one. You explained all of that to George, right? Why the hell would his mother have a part in any of it? And why would he take her instead of you on that vacation?
When it comes to his mother, about her, well, let's just say that the both of them are just as bad as the other. And they both agreed to use that voucher without even coming to me first to ask if it would be okay for them to use it instead of me.
Is that right? Does this mean his mother did that with the intent of trying to cause some trouble for you? Or do you maybe think that someone like George is just a mama's boy and won't even dare go against his mother if she were to bring an idea like that up to him?
Those are both good points. And I think you're right about both of them. And it's not like either of them really understand the current financial situation at the house.
Has his father said anything to you at all about what's going on there?
Normally, he does a really good job of listening to everyone and their opinions. But recently, he's had a lot going on at the office and doesn't have the mental leeway to deal with the family much.
And does he know anything about his wife and son using your gift from me to go overseas for a little while without having to pay a dime?
Well, he hasn't been home for a little while since he's been at work for a business trip the past few days. His trip has something to do with something very important regarding the company, and I don't want to take his attention away from that by telling him all of this drama.
Do you know when he should be back from that business trip?
In 2 more days, I think.
Understood. Now, Riley...
Yeah?
Can you start getting all your things packed up and ready to move back to our house?
What?
Based on what you just told me, you'll be at the house all by yourself for the next 2 days, right?
Correct. Everyone that's been living here is now out of the house for a bit, so it's just been me here all alone, taking care of things like the chores and whatnot while they're all away.
Then that makes this all the more easy for you. I'll have your mom head over there tomorrow with her pickup truck.
Wait, you're sending Mom?
When Mom looked over at my phone and noticed that both your mother-in-law and husband used that voucher without even asking you first, she sat up and said that she'd seen enough already. She told me that she's ready to head over there right now to get you, and just took the truck out to get it filled up with gas so she can leave first thing in the morning.
So this means that both you and Mom are going to have me go back to your house and stay there for a while?
Well, now that you're aware of things, Riley, I want you to leave all the rest of this stuff to me.
Are you sure, Dad?
I think when it comes to your father-in-law, I'd do a much better job of talking to him about everything, and we wouldn't have to waste all day trying.
I guess you are better at that. I'll leave explaining all of this to him up to you then.
Thank you. I'll be doing my best. Yo, Riley, what in the hell is this divorce paper all about?
Does that mean you and your mother are back from your vacation now?
We sure are, and it was because of you that she and I had to hurry our asses back to the U.S. Bringing my damn dad into all of this is screwed up, you know.
How would something like that be screwed up, though? When you're the one that went and used my dad's present to us for your mom and you without even asking.
Huh? Things that the wife owns become things that the husband owns. So what the hell is wrong with me using the voucher on things I wanted to use it on?
I would like to talk with you about what ended up going on there, actually.
Hold on, I don't even know why this is such a big deal for you, though. Where the hell have you even run off to, Riley?
I went home.
Why the hell would you go all the way back there without telling me first? You're the one who should have asked me if going back home to your parents was all right first before doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying here? When the wife wants to go back and see her parents, she's supposed to come to the husband first and ask for his permission before even thinking about leaving the house to go home.
I'm not sure what all you're talking about, George. Especially when you already heard about why this is all happening from your own father now, right? I mean, he was the one that said it was okay for me to go home, so...
Wait, he said it was okay for you to leave the house?
After speaking to my dad about what happened between you and I, he said that he'd go and have a word with your father about all of this. But I never expected that your dad would become so upset by the whole situation that he'd ask for your mother and you to rush home right away.
What are you even trying to say here? Even if I try and look at all this from your point of view, the way you did things was messed up.
How come all of this is messed up to you?
Because this is leading to you leaving me through a divorce now. And not only that, but my dad is leaving my mom now too, which means that I was told by my dad that he's no longer going to let me become the next CEO of his company after he leaves. He said that he's now looking into other employees in the company he'd like to give the position to, and he'll be giving me a pay reduction come next quarter.
Ah, you were a manager there or something, right?
And to make all of this worse, he's going to have me transferred out of the HQ building and into a much smaller office on the other side of the state in the middle of who knows where.
Just be thankful that he didn't happen to fire you then.
I'm not thankful for any of this. Now you listen here. You're the one that has to rely on everything I do and bring into the family to live. So if I lose a large portion of my salary next quarter, you're gonna be the one feeling that lack of money the most.
Did you already forget about how I left you with those divorce papers and moved back to my parents' house?
What? Wait, but you are... Right now, you're nothing more than a housewife, right?
What the hell are you talking about? I've been working remotely this whole entire time, George.
What?
Your mother, for whatever reason that only God knows, was the one who started to think that for some reason me being in my room working on my laptop all day was me playing games or something and slacking off from my chores. And that delusion of hers somehow managed to pass on to you as well, and you began to say the same things thinking that I was your housewife, just like your mother. I'm really not sure why the both of you were able to have such terrible delusions about me, but I never once said that I was a housewife, nor did I ever say I was playing games in my room all day.
Wait, huh?
In other words, you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Even if you were to sign those papers and hand them in today, I would have no problem with becoming divorced. Now, as for the both of you, considering that your father has been having some really tough times with his company lately and things only seem to be getting worse for him as the CEO, he may no longer be able to afford that house you all are living in. And with you and your mother always spending all his money by going out and acting like you both are celebrities or something, you're only making things worse for your father. So in his eyes, both you and your mother are really nothing more than a couple of pains in his ass that he needs to get rid of now.
What?
But to make things really worse, while your mother and father have knowingly been taking money from my dad in order to help with your guys' financial situation and all, your mother has still had the balls to pick on me all the time. And then there's you, who should also know about my dad's money going to you all, yet you have been treating me just as badly as your mother, acting like she's been giving me hell this whole entire time.
No, wait, that's,
Then fully aware that we wouldn't be able to have a honeymoon after our wedding due to you having no money at all in your savings, my dad gifted you and I that voucher so that we could have a honeymoon using it. Yet you went and used it with your mother, the one who had helped get your family into such a terrible situation in the first place, to go on vacation instead. After having shown my dad just how little you respect what he's done for all of you, there's no way for you to make any more excuses here, right?
I was just...
Those are the reasons why your father has now told your mother he's divorcing her, and why you're now on a path that is just above being fired within your father's company. Now, could you stop trying to blame everything on me and get real for once? That's the only way you're going to be able to save yourself after this.
No way! I didn't do anything wrong, though! And my mom, she would never do anything wrong! Dad! This is your son-in-law, George. I know that Riley has been going on and on and on about how my mom has been picking on her and all that stuff, but the only reason my mom was ever doing those things to her is because she wanted to make sure that Riley was ready to take care of my family and all inside our house. So her being a bit strict to your daughter was just the result of your daughter not listening to us. None of that had to do with my mom wanting to harm your daughter in any way, all right? And if anything, my mom really loves your daughter a lot. And was only ever talking to her and treating her like that because they're so close. So please, I'd like it if you didn't think that there was something wrong with my mom. If you have things you'd like to say to me, then please go and have that conversation with my lawyer from now on. Your lawyer? I have a close lawyer who's come to help with all of this, so please prepare yourself for what he'll have to talk with you about later. No way! Well, even if both you and your mother are heading down the path of being divorced, I will at least continue supporting your father's company. What? Calm down now and leave my daughter so that you and your mother can get the hell away from my family and your father. There's no way you can do something like this to me, Dad. Yo, Riley, you get your ass back to this house right now, and you tell your goddamn dad that my mom was never picking on you while you've been living here with me.
Wait, it is too late for all of that to happen now.
I'm asking you to just say it was all a lie you told, and that should fix all of this mess.
I haven't been lying about all of this, though. And also, I've already shown both my mom and dad the evidence I had of your mom harassing me.
Huh? Evidence?
That's right. I have evidence on all of it. Evidence that makes it very clear to anyone with a brain cell that she'd been harassing me there.
Since when were you able to get evidence like that?
I started to get it the moment you and I got married and I moved into your parents' house with you, dumbass.
Huh? Why would you intentionally be getting evidence like that while married to me?
So you don't even have any memory of what started all of this? The only reason I had to move into your parents' house to live with you all in the first place was because you and your mother decided on it without asking your father or myself. And when I was away for a bit on a business trip, you both called the apartment complex I'd been living at and had them cancel the lease I had. You both even went and took all of my things without asking me and moved them all to your parents' place before I came back. When I got back and had seen the damage that was done, it wasn't impossible for someone like me to tell where our marriage was already heading.
Wait, but I'm saying the only reason you would think to get evidence of my mom like that is if you thought she was picking on you.
Yeah, I get that you both loved to call it my training as your wife, but your mother getting in the way of my work, your mother throwing away all of my cooking, your mother drenching all of the laundry in water again right after I dried it, and your mother spilling out the contents of the vacuum onto the floor after I just finished cleaning? I'm sorry, but people who actually have brains can see that nothing about that is training me to be a wife.
But even still, you gathering evidence on my mom like that...
I had no other option, right? You and your mother made it impossible for me to want to be your wife and live in that house with you all, and that's why I made my choice.
Are you kidding me?
And have you looked at your older sister's experience? The one that happened 5 years ago? Originally, it was your sister and her husband that moved in with your parents to live with them, right? And because of the way your mother would pick on her husband, treating him like crap because he didn't make as much as your sister went and let loose on you all before she cut ties to the family, right? And now both your sister and her husband are long gone, and none of you know where they went. I heard about all of this from your father, by the way.
My dad told you about all of that crap?
So with all of that in mind now, I would like you to talk with my lawyer about any of your concerns from now on.
Wait, hold on!
Don't you ever talk to me directly again. A little while later, both George and his mother came running out to my parents' home. They continued to bash the doorbell over and over, screaming at the top of their lungs about how they didn't agree with the divorce and about how they both wanted me to become their ATM. And then, out from the side door came a man neither of them had ever seen before in their life. It turns out that those two had accidentally been banging on my neighbor's front door the whole time, and they must have made the mistake since both our front doors are right next to one another. I'm not sure what our neighbor did to the both of them because all I could hear was a lot of screaming and crying, but the very next day both George and his mother went and got the divorces they were asked for. Right now they both have moved away into the small shack that George started to rent close to his new office. And with his more than halved income, his mother can't stand such little money coming in and has started to take on a lot of credit card debt. Out in the middle of nowhere, in a small shack located inside of a trailer park, the two are constantly fighting with one another and getting into trouble with all their neighbors over it. It's only going to be a matter of time before all of their neighbors begin to form a mob, and those two get kicked out of the trailer park as well. I'm still living at home with the both of my parents, and am happy to say that things have worked out a whole lot better for me now, not having to deal with that pathetic mother and son anymore. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.